talking stage is something that is called talking stage for a reason, for a serious talking if you are going to have a future together. So, like, I actually point out some various things for us to actually talk about at that talking stage. Other than just what's your favorite color? Do you want to walk around the beach? Do you like talk some? You guys should discuss something so serious. I know just normal. What do you have today? What's this? So I actually pointed out some things for people to actually talk about at that talking stage. So as a Muslim, I will actually know that there's actually a concept of marriage, right, in Islam, and asking each other if both of you actually understand what that is. What is marriage in the concept of Islam? What is marriage? That's the first question for someone to actually ask. Whether you're a guy, whether you're a female, to ask the opposite gender who you think is going to be your um partner, your other half in the future. So that question you need to ask each other, like, what is your concept of marriage? Him asking you, what is your own concept? And making sure that you people actually are in alignment, like if you people understand it, or even if people don't are not in alignment, at least you guys should actually be close. That's just it. You guys should actually be close. So number two is, what are your deal breakers? What is this deal breakers? What is your deal breakers? It is so funny. Some people will be like, for the ladies, I've had ladies say my deal breaker is actually being in a home where there's no, like, you don't eat meat all the time. Something as little as that is someone's deal breaker. Yeah, they'll be like, I can't eat food without meat. It's a must. It's compulsory. And some guys will be like, well, I love fresh food. I want my food to be cooked every day. And I can't be with someone that can't actually prepare that for me. So I think the next stage is actually to talk about your compromise. What are the things you are willing to compromise for that nikah, for that marriage to be successful? Some people will be like, well, I can't compromise not eating meat every day. As I said before, some people can actually just see it. Like, it might sound silly, but honestly, it's some people's deal breaker. That's just the thing. So that's something. Like, how about each knowing each other's relationship with our families? Like, you ask the girl, like, what's your relationship with your family? The girl asks the guy, like, what is your relationship with your family? What's the relationship like? Just for you to know if this person is family oriented or not. That's why you're asking these questions. So, like, let's go back to that deal breakers again. Like, that deal breakers, some people have different things, like different things that's actually their deal breaker. Some will be like, I don't like those that snore. Little thing as that, like, really, I don't like those that snore. So I don't know, like, maybe the other person that actually snores, can you still actually compromise and actually get married to that person? Because it's not, I think I shouldn't say it's not a big deal, because to some people it is actually a big deal. So that's something that I think you could talk about your compromise. What is it you guys are willing to compromise? And his deen, the most important thing, his deen. How is he or she religious? Like, how is this connection with Allah as well? It is a very important thing for us to actually discuss at that talking stage. But somehow in this very one, I don't think it's something you discuss like one on one. You just observe during your talking, his, because sometimes people can actually pretend that they are this way just to just impress you. They'll come and go to the masjid, they'll come like a lady puts on the hijab just to just make you to have this ideal kind of Muslim and ideal kind of a Muslim. So you see, I think people do pretend. I think you should just observe. Don't talk about that. Just observe that if that person is religious or not. So those are some cheats that I've given to you guys to look out for whenever you are actually talking about nikah and at that talking stage, even before you get into it. So that is something that we should just talk about. So, like, today we actually have a sister here. Like, I'm a matchmaker, right? So her name is Mariam. She's her age is 25. Her genotype is AA. Her blood group is O positive. She's an engineering student in ABU Zaria, and she prefers a Hausa guy. a Hausa guy is also the kind of guy that she likes, that she wants. That's her preference. So if you're interested in her, all you have to do is go to my email, type interested and her name. I said her name is actually Miriam. She's an engineering student, she's caramel, she's in her 500 level, yeah, in the university. So if you actually want to get her contact and you are interested, all you have to do is to give me an email. So let's move to the next question, which is when, like, how long do you think a talking stage should last? How long should it last? I think this actually my own personal opinion, and I think most scholars will actually agree with me on this as a Muslim. As a Muslim, I think the maximum should actually be a year, because I don't know what you guys will be discussing 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. What are you discussing? After I've given people some lists, the things you should actually talk about at that very first stage. So those are the things you need to discuss. Those are serious issues that we need to discuss. Other than have you eaten today? Haven't you eaten today? Talk something. Say something serious. Say something serious and know where exactly this is going. If it is good for you, or you think there are things you can compromise and the things you cannot compromise, you just let go. And then and wait for the next person. You know, I'm actually forgetting one important factor here, which is istikhara, which is actually the sunnah dua, sunnah prayer that we actually offer when we want to make a very important decision. At that talking stage, you need to perform that salawat, like you need to perform it. It's actually a turaka. You can actually go and search for the sunnah, how to perform that sunnah prayer for decision. If you want to make a very important decision in your life, you need to actually do that dua. It's a very good one. So istikara, keep doing that istikara, because that istikara is a very good, like a very very good one, like good one. So sometimes I could remember sometimes in my life when I asked people someone a question, like I was like, okay, what are your deal breakers? What are the things you want? What are the things you don't want? And he felt like, are you interrogating me or something? It is not an interrogation. I just want to know where this is leading. Don't just stay, you're not sure of his decision, and you cannot ask question because you feel like, okay, this person is going to go at the end of the day. If he is meant to stay, he will. But there are things you just need to know to be sure of whether this person is for you or not. So that's the thing you just need to know.